Welcome to Muddle Earth by Paul Stewart and Chris Riddell. So, are you sitting comfortably? Then we shall begin. The third moon of Muddle Earth, a small bright green sphere which only seemed to appear when it felt like it, sailed up in the sky to form a perfect equilateral triangle with its yellow and purple neighbours. The three moons lit up the enchanted lake, which hovered high up above the ground, and the 7 magnificent houseboats bobbing about on its glistening waters. 6 of the houseboats were dark and deserted. The 7th was bathed in an oily orange lamplight. A short, portly individual by the name of Randolph was staring out of one of its upper windows at the configuration of coloured moons, a budgie perched on his balding head. "Norbert?" he said at last to his assistant. "The astral signs are auspicious. My pointy hat, if you please. I feel a spell coming on." "At once, sir," said Norbert, his voice gruff yet well-meaning, as he stomped across the floor to the wizard's cupboard. The whole houseboat dipped and swayed. Norbert, the not very big, was a fairly weedy specimen as ogres went, but he was still an ogre, and ogres, even weedy ones, are big and heavy. "You feel a spell coming on?" said the budgie, whose name was Veronica. "No, don't tell me. It couldn't be the spell to summon a warrior hero to Muddle Earth by any chance?" "It might be," replied Randolph defensively. Veronica snorted. "Some wizard you are," she said. "You've only got one spell." Yes, don't rub it in," said Randolph. "I do the best I can, with all the other wizards, away. I've got to hold the fort." "This is a houseboat, not a fort," said Veronica, "and the other wizards aren't away. There." "Shut up, Veronica," said Randolph sharply. "You promised never to mention that dreadful incident again." The houseboat lurched once more as Norbert strode back across the room. "Your pointy hat, sir," he said. Randolph placed it on his head. "Thank you, Norbert," he said, trying hard to overcome his irritation with Veronica. She was such a know-it-all. Why couldn't he have had something nice and sweet for a familiar, like an exploding gas frog or a slimy bog demon? True, they might have been a bit smelly, but at least they wouldn't have answered back all the time, not like this infernal budgie. Still, he was stuck with Veronica now, and he'd just have to do what he always did in these situations: make the best of it. He carefully removed a piece of paper from the folds of his cloak, delicately opened it up, and cleared his throat. "Ahem! Here we go," came a muffled voice from under his hat, as Randolph began to recite the incantation from the piece of paper. "Hail, O triplet moons of Muddle! Shine down on these words of enchanting. Now I utter... "That's all very well and good," Veronica's voice broke in, "but it's the last bit you need to concentrate on." "I know that," Randolph muttered through clenched teeth. "Be quiet now. I'm trying to concentrate." "That'll be a first," Veronica commented, wriggling out from under the brim of the hat. Randolph stared down at the spell miserably. Much as he hated to admit it, Veronica was right. He did need to concentrate on the last part of the spell. The trouble was, the bottom of the piece of paper had been torn off, and with it the all-important words of enchantment for the warrior hero's summoning spell. Once again, he would have to improvise. "Creator of wonders, master of intricate arts, professor of breathtaking skills," he began. "Don't overdo it," Veronica cautioned. You said something like that the last time you summoned a warrior hero. Do you want another Quinton, the cake decorator? No, you're right, said Randolph. He rubbed his beard thoughtfully. All right, he said at last. How about this? He took a deep breath. Strong and loyal, and he gave Veronica a dark look. Hairy. Oh, triplet moons on these words shine clear. Let a mighty warrior hero now appear. There was a bright flash, a loud crash, and clouds of purple, yellow and green smoke billowed from the fireplace. Randolph, Norbert and Veronica spun round and stared open-mouthed and beaked at the figure which appeared amidst the thinning smoke. What is that? Said Norbert. Veronica squawked with amusement. I've just got one thing to say, she chuckled. Come back, Quinton the cake decorator. All is forgiven. Shut up, Veronica, said Randolph, and stop sniggering. Everything's going to be fine. Trust me, I'm a wizard.